Welcome to Edge of the Rabbit Hole, another great episode coming up here. We have with us tonight Unknown Darkness, a great paranormal team out there in Iowa. They've been on a number of the shows. We'll go over all of that. Really looking forward to their stories, their paranormal investigations, and all of their experience with hauntings in the Midwest. And of course, with me as always is our co-host Vanessa Hogle, and down in the chat room is our chat Shananigator, the beautiful Shana. So welcome everyone to another Edge of the Rabbit Hole. How you doing tonight, Vanessa?
Dandy.
Are we gonna keep a connection with you? Vanessa's having storms out there, so we may lose her. So
yes.
Just a word of warning. So and
what are you gonna do?
And yes, that's really happening back there. So Ghosty. So of course we have Ghosty with us tonight. He's a little busy, and if you haven't yet, we got the shirts. I did put the new shirt order in for those that were looking for the bigger sizes. So I have those on order. Plus, I ran out of extra larges, so those are all coming in. The hoodies, working on a design right now, and it seems like right now the zippers have the edge on the pullovers. So,
hey, Mike.
What?
Why don't we have Ghosty on the hoodies? And as sick as it is, and as much as I can't believe I'm going to say it, hashtag ectogasm.
An ectogasm hoodie. What do you guys think? Ectogasm hoodie. There's a little bit of a delay, so we'll see what everybody says here in a minute. What's that?
I think it's going to be gold. I do.
Maybe.
I think that's what everyone's going to want.
Like in like green slimy lettering. Ectogasm.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Woody says the video is stopped. Nobody else is saying that. No, he's saying he has internet problems. So anybody like that idea? Let us know. We'll keep talking though. And what else do we have? The Patreon Q&A for August is coming up. So get the questions in so we can get the Q&A video done. We have like a week and a half to get that in. And also the if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, the August one of course came out at the beginning of the month. We'll have September coming up here pretty soon. I can't believe it's almost September already.
I know, yay, right?
Yeah, I mean, the month has gone by really fast.
Happy, joy.
And they are saying too much buffering. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, they're saying lagging, too much drag, rebuffering. It's multiple people saying it. I don't know. Because, I don't know. We did have storms here earlier, so I don't know if that's playing into it at all. Or if it's just YouTube. Sometimes I've seen other live streams that just YouTube's having some sort of issues with live. So we'll see.
Sometimes you just poopy.
Yeah, sometimes it's just All right. So
quick thing, Mike.
Go ahead.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Or did I forget again? Okay. Quick thing. I was asked on my Facebook page about the books, and I already told you about that. You said just to keep a list of the names everybody wanted to pre-order on.
Yep.
I was also asked to give a brief description of it, just real quick, and so people don't get it confused with the last book, the parabiography.
Right.
This particular book, Walking with Ghosts, for those who don't know, is set up in events, in instances of paranormal situations that I've been involved in, still written in first person, with all the pretty Hollywood shit taken out. It's the nitty gritty, the real deal. So has some spooky parts, has some funny parts, but it's all true. That's what that book is about. And the other thing I was asked to say was I'm doing this show tonight, on Magic Lab Academy tomorrow night, and on Spaced Out Radio on Saturday.
Oh, very cool.
So that's my part's done.
And I guess I'll just throw in there, I'm going to be Paramania Radio on Thursday evening, just before Enigma Underground Radio. So, the hour before that. Yeah, and they're saying that everybody, yeah, they have Facebook, YouTube's been doing it all evening. I don't know. We'll take a look into it. Maybe it's just the internet thing tonight. It happens.
Okay. Yeah, I got your message, and I will accept you as a friend. I just saw this because I didn't recognize the name. Okay.
All right. Something I wanted to bring up here real quick, and then we'll bring on our fantastic guest, Unknown Darkness. It was posted on my wall earlier today about a cemetery vandalism at East Akron Cemetery, and this was here in Ohio. And I guess what happened was somebody had cut the chains and broke into a mausoleum, and when they got inside, they stole a nameplate off of one of the crypts, and then they actually pulled out the casket, dumped out the body, and all this stuff as a World War I veteran. So it was really, really sad and tragic. And so basically, I guess what I want to say about that is don't do that shit. Plain and simple. Don't do it. As just as an absolute desecration. No respect whatsoever for the dead. I mean, we go to cemeteries all the time. Shana and I like to go to cemeteries. And, we're very, very respectful to those graves. There's times where we'll see, flowers, the little arrangements and stuff knocked over, and, Shana will just go around and all the different ones, pick them up, put them back, all that. We only enter mausoleums that are actually open to the public. We don't go breaking into anything. Just be respectful, and definitely don't be, going into any crypts and knocking over caskets. No, don't be doing that. Don't be dumping out bodies and shit. No. So, that's my 2 cents. So, did I just lose everybody? I think I lost Vanessa. Yeah, I think I lost Vanessa. Okay. So, well, let me go ahead and introduce you guys, and then we'll try to get Vanessa back here. So, what we have with us tonight, Unknown Darkness. They're a fantastic team from Iowa. And you guys have been on, and the whole screen just went kind of weird because we lost Vanessa. You guys have been on, a couple of the shows. You're on My Ghost Story, the one that we don't talk about here, Ghost Adventures, and then Paranormal Encounters. Primarily, I guess, for Edinburgh Manor. So there's a lot of you there. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves while I'll adjust this and then try to get Vanessa back.
Okay. I'm Katie. Josh and I founded the team about 4 years ago. So I'm
on our way back from Stephens.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hannah.
I'm Hannah. I'm Josh's sister, and I guess I just advocated the team because I investigate with them all the time, and we just have fun. I'm Sarah.
I'm Shana.
All right. And so, tell us a little bit about the team. What your primary focus is, and I guess kind of where you're at, what you've done.
Sure.
So,
well, like I said, Josh and I started the team in 2013. Primary focus was really just going into locations, hearing the claims, and trying to see if what was being said is happening. Our first kind of initial focus isn't to go into a location basically looking exactly for paranormal. We want to make sure that the claims we've heard relate to paranormal first, and try to debunk them if we can. But really we go in, we try to help the living, we try to help the spirits that we encounter, and just see if there's anything that we can do to help them. We are, scientific in the field too. We have our equipment, and we use that to try and validate the experiences that we do have, which we've had multiple. But I think we're a pretty basic team, and we do this because we love it, and we've been doing it for a while. So.
all right, fantastic. I'm trying to, there's a little unconventional here. We lost Vanessa. I know she was having storms in her area. A lot of people were having some issues with the stream. So trying to get it all figured out. Let me adjust this so they can see you guys properly. Because by losing Vanessa, it changed the screen on us. So, yeah, so tell us a little bit about, Edinburgh Manor, because that's, kind of the big thing that you guys were involved with, that you've been featured on. Let me bring up the pic here that we just grabbed that off your page. So, yeah, and okay, I guess I have a question out there. Do I know when American Ripper is airing from Rebecca Gardner? Tuesday nights. So it's on Tuesday nights. Because of the rabbit hole, I've been catching it on Wednesdays. But yeah, so go ahead, guys. Tell us a little bit about this location. What goes on there?
We actually haven't been involved with the manor for probably almost 2 years, about a year and a half. We did have a lot of involvement with it though prior to that. Josh's uncle actually and Hannah actually own it, and if you don't know, Josh is also my husband. So, but yeah, back out in 2012, Josh went out there and actually performed the first investigation and got the first EVP out there, which is, you can see it on our website, or hear it on our website. And then I went out there in September of 2012 and just did an investigation, and that's actually when I met Josh. And we, our involvement there, we opened it and, did tours and were involved with it for quite some time. And then the show that you don't talk about on this show contacted us and wanted to come out and film. So the manor was built back in 1910-ish, 1912. My history is a little rusty on it since I haven't had to do it in a while. But it housed the poor, it housed the mentally insane, it housed elderly, just like your basic care facility, honestly, today that still, doesn't just do elderly, it does a multiple of different things. But our involvement, we go out and investigate all the time, and I mean, we've probably done over 500 investigations out there. But we stopped about a year and a half ago and haven't really been out there since. So we did just do a documentary with Blaine Duncan on Paranormal Diaries. He actually interviewed us about it too. So it's a cool location. It's definitely a neat building.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks very cool. I know I've seen the episode. I know I tap dancer on it. I have, and apparently you guys probably had a better experience than I, but which is fine. Yeah, it definitely looks like a very, very cool location. So, let me ask you about your methodology, because a lot of teams do a lot of different things. Do you guys take like a scientific approach, more spiritual? Do you mix the two? How do you approach these different haunted locations?
I'm clearly the talker of the group, if you can't tell. With our investigations, everybody chime in when you want. We really focus on we are all spiritual and whatnot. We do try to focus more on scientific, I guess. But we really we go in, and sometimes we don't even pull out the equipment, because sometimes we find our personal experiences happen when no cameras are rolling.
Right.
It stinks because we can't document it, but it's a cool experience for us. We all have, we can all feel, spirit around us, and we all know when it's there, we know when it's bad, we know when it's good. Mike, my story from the Buchanan County home. But it's definitely a mixture, and it really depends on the location that we're at, on what we really use.
Okay. There was a question from the chat room here. Lily Tooby was wondering what part of Iowa you guys are from?
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids, all right. And where's the manor at?
The manor is in Scottsgrove, Iowa. It's close to Anamosa.
Okay.
Which is like 5 minutes northeast of here.
Yeah.
Cedar Rapids.
Okay, so it's pretty close by.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you brought up, Katie, the Buchanan County home, which is a story that you submitted to Encounters with the Paranormal Volume 3, and Adam Tillery is doing artwork for that. So tell us about your experience there. I want to bring up Adam's artwork here. This is kind of a preview of what he's creating. So it's kind of like initial sketches and all that. So, so what happened here?
Yeah, myself, Hannah, and Josh, and Joy, Josh's mom, my mother-in-law, and a few friends, and then one of Hannah's exes. We were all at the Buchanan County home, and we were just investigating. It was just another location that we had access to, and why not go investigate when you can? We were there, and we were sitting on the stairs. I think we were just doing an EVP blast at that point, and I was just sitting there, and I kept just feeling this presence behind us. And this is kind of the first time that this has actually happened to me, so it was a little bit more intimidating and scary than what I deal with now. But Tyler, who was with us, Hannah's ex, was sitting right next to me, and I just kept visioning this guy behind us, the one that is on the screen right now. And he kind of, at first, just seemed more curious, like, okay, I'm going to check you guys out, see what's going on. And then his presence just kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier, and that is the exact smile that is on the screen right now that I saw, just in my mind. It wasn't that I could see him physically in front of me, it was just in my mind. And I told Tyler, I said, you gotta get up. I said, we gotta get up. This just doesn't feel right. This isn't, there's something wrong. And the minute that we got up, Tyler, he said his back was hot. And so we lifted his shirt up, and on his back were 3 scratches going down his back. It's almost like a backwards L, and it was 2 scratches going down, and I believe 3 going to the left. I put that picture in my submission, Mike. If you have it, feel free to share. But that was kind of the first time that I saw something in my mind. A little unsettling, but now I've witnessed it multiple times after that. But the Buchanan County home was same purpose as what the manor was. We actually know of a lot of abuse and neglect in that building though as well. The way I describe the guy that Adam drew for me is he looked like Parker from Insidious.
Right.
And I hope I never see him again. But yeah, it was a pretty unsettling moment. And I mean, I think Hannah and Josh can even kind of vouch for me here too on the atmosphere that
location in particular has very, very dark. I mean, we've driven all the way out there, that's probably an hour away, and just to sit in the lot and stare at the building, couldn't even go in, it was so dark and stuff, so.
Yeah, there was one night we drove out there with all of the intentions of investigating, and we sat there and stared at the building for an hour and turned around and went home.
Didn't even want to go inside, huh?
Didn't even get out of the car.
Wow. So, is this the only location that's happened to you? I mean, it's just, I guess you're picking up on on a pretty dark, heavy energy like that. You feel things like that at some of these other locations you investigate?
Yeah, I felt that at the Ellis house. The woman sitting in the corner. The location that we were just investigating a few weeks ago, the first investigation we had there, they want us to keep it undisclosed. It's an old jail. Picked up on a guy there. I'm not sure where else. Missouri State Penitentiary. There's been a few. It's not as strong, I think, just because maybe there's so many. I honestly don't. You're such in that place is huge, so it's even hard to focus when you can. But yeah, it's usually it's weird because I picked up on a few good, and I've actually picked up on children as well, and that was at that jail. But it's happening more often than it used to, for sure.
We had a question from the chat from Woody. He's wondering if there were any EVPs from the manor.
Yes, there are multiple of them on our website.
Okay, so and what's the website so people can go check that out later?
UnknownDarknessIowa.com.
Okay, all right. UnknownDarknessIowa.com. There you go. I thought there was one other here that I missed. And yes, for those, Vanessa is storming there, so she's having internet issues. She is trying to get back. So as soon as she's able to get her Skype up again and all that, then we'll bring her back into the show. So I know a little unconventional tonight, since we don't have her with us at the moment, and I guess everybody's having some different buffering issues and what have you. So somebody said that they weren't, which is great. Okay, yeah, and Shana, I got that one, and she posted the website for you guys. All right. What do you guys have coming up? Do you keep pretty active? Is it just kind of once in a while thing that you guys do? How up to date do you keep your investigations and information?
Most recently, we've been kind of spotty on our investigations just because of our little nuptials that we did in May. But we have gotten back. We have gone to Farrar recently. We've done the jail that I've mentioned. We're actually kind of going to talk tonight a little bit about setting up some more. We do conventions as well. And we have the Iowa City Metaphysical Expo coming up, which we're keynote speakers at this year. And that's in October, on October 21st in Iowa City at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. But yeah, we're actually going to talk tonight about some investigations. We're thinking about going back to Squirrel Cage Jail. It's in Council Bluffs, Iowa. So yeah, we're on our planning schedule right now.
Okay. Now, do you guys ever use a medium or a psychic or anything like that? You guys said that you kind of each feel a little bit, and of course you didn't go into the one home. So how do you guys possibly employ the use of psychic mediums?
We haven't used a medium in a long time.
Okay.
We used to. We have had a medium on the team when we first started the team. We've worked with a few others. The lady that runs the Iowa City Metaphysical Expo, she is, and she's great. We are cautious sometimes with mediums, just because you never know. And I mean, you never know with anyone. I mean, we've had great experiences and we've had not so great experiences. We are happy and open to bringing mediums on our investigations. I think it's pretty cool sometimes. But we just don't have one that we work with directly all the time.
Okay. Now, just a second. There's a couple things in chat here that I am trying to look up. They're kind of going in. There's a bit of a. Let me ask you guys this, because they're going in on a bit of a Jack the Ripper debate, because the question was thrown out there earlier about on September. It's going to be September 12th, Rebecca, when we do our Jack the Ripper H.H. Holmes episode. We're having Jeff Mudgett on. So what do you guys think about stuff like that? I don't know if you guys ever get in on investigations like that, where you hit some of these more prolific, I guess, for lack of a better term, cases. What's your take on something like H.H. Holmes, Jack the Ripper, those type of cases?
That you do that one because you love.
Well, if I could get over to Europe, I'd love to do some Jack stuff.
Yeah.
But I did look into the H.H. Holmes stuff in Chicago, and I think they tore down his house. And now it's a parking lot, so I mean, I guess.
But you can always go to the parking lot.
I don't know, we like that.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to go to like Lizzie Borden, house, and
We've been to Villisca.
We've been to Villisca, of course, and that's actually possibly on our list of things to do again. But those ones always are, of course, intriguing because of the history that goes behind it. And we're big history buffs, so we love the history and we research every location. Is she back?
Trying.
But anyways, I guess, so I contact you guys.
We might have her. Hey, there you are. All right, so now I have to readjust everything.
Don't do that on my account.
Well, otherwise it cuts them off the screen, so I have to readjust.
Make me dinky.
So there we go. There's that. So okay, so Super Woody Boys thought they figured out who Jack the Ripper was. No, they never have. It's always been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of different suspects. Some from England, some from the United States, like H.H. Holmes, and Carrie mentioned. I think it was Aaron Kaminsky or something like that. There's another from Australia. Deering, I think was his last name. So there's a lot of different suspects from all over the world about who Jack the Ripper could have been. So the H.H. Holmes angle is kind of interesting, because it links two serial killers together, and there are some crosses in between them. We'll get into all of that on September 12th when we have Jeff Mudgett on, because I have some very, I want to pick his brain on that and see where he got a lot of his stuff. The show's interesting, for sure. So, Vanessa, I've been asking them questions while you've been gone, so your turn.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I've been asking them some questions. You ask now. It's your turn.
No, actually, I'm really curious because I couldn't hear, I couldn't see anything as far as the things that Mike was asking you. So, if I repeat anything, let me know. Okay. But what I'm curious about is, this is your entire team, correct?
Yep.
Do you find that that since it's 3 women and 2 men, do you find that the women are more apt to get the physical experiences or the emotional experiences from things, and that the men are more the technological? I can't even talk right now because I'm a little bit irritated. But or how do you find? Do you find it kind of goes straight down the center, makes it even, or does it disperse evenly amongst y'all?
I think it depends on where we're at.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, like the jail.
I think you guys get a lot more.
Yeah, I think that us women are a little bit more susceptible to it. But then there's places where we go and Josh has a crazy experience and we don't experience it, or Shannon has a crazy experience. And I was talking about a jail that we've been to, and I think the women were definitely more susceptible there than the men, especially when we were in the jail cells and we were just, every which way something was happening, and then the guys go in and it's just like, nothing happened. When we go, I think the reason for that though is the spirit there was, he was very dominant, and basically women he could control, men he couldn't control. But then when we go to like Farrar, Josh, you have experiences there, and
Yeah.
I think that was kind of open to everything, but yeah, I think it really
We're few and far between. You guys have.
We're the lucky ones, I guess.
Maybe you're more sensitive to it than we are.
Well,
Well, that's the reason I was asking.
mm-hmm.
Is because that tends to be the case, but I'm always curious if it's that case with all teams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know quite a few fellas that get personal experiences as well, right? You never quite know. You never quite know exactly what's going on. And I missed a lot of the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, just curious. I was curious about that.
At the Russell House, you had quite a few experiences there too, and so did Tyler, and we did too, but it seemed like it was more dominant there. Yeah, so yeah, it definitely depends on the spirit for sure. Yeah.
Hey, we have a question from the chat room. Your good buddy Adam Tillery says, Unknown Darkness, why do lights, TVs, and other devices go out around you?
Hey, that's
What's up with that?
Oh, yeah, that,
Everywhere we go.
everywhere. With that, yeah, it has to be with Adam and Alec and all of them, and Hannah, she's experienced it. We went to the Belvoir Winery with them one time, and Adam and Hannah and Alec, they're actually our personal friends as well, not just through paranormal, it's how we met them, but we went down there for a weekend, and we went to this bar, and you and Tyler with us, yep. And the TV we wanted to watch, what was it, the
It was basketball.
basketball finals, women, and Iowa was playing. TV shuts off. We're like, okay,
Just
cool.
the one at our table.
Just the one at our table. Adam takes a picture of it. I'm pretty sure Adam has that on Facebook.
There's a video.
There's a video, yes. There's a video on the Creeps Ghost Commandos page. And then we went to Belvoir Winery the next night, and the light above, just the light above us shuts off in the ice cream parlor room. And so ever since, though, we've noticed either it's storming when we're with them, or lights and electronics and things are malfunctioning.
The Grinter place, too.
Grinter place, too. The lights were flickering. Yep.
So, what do you think of Belvoir Winery? It's been a number of years since I've been there. It's actually where I met Adam. So, you know, to me, it's a fantastic location, very big. Other than what you were just describing, what other kind of experiences did you guys have there? Oh my gosh. Skype just blew up. It has been one of those evenings. Wow. Okay. So this is... Stay tuned. I guess it's the eclipse. The eclipse just screwed everything up yesterday, right? Wow. Okay. So we'll see what happens here. I'll bring Skype back up and call everybody back up. Nuts. So yeah, Rebecca's saying that she's having the same issue with any electrical device. It's just, I don't know, craziness. It's telling me Vanessa is offline. Let me get our guests back first. So this is just hello. Oh, there we go. So we'll start this again.
Yeah. There he is.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
One of those nights. I'm blaming it on the eclipse.
Yeah.
I think we can blame a lot of stuff on that.
Yeah.
Sarah was bringing up another technical difficulty thing.
Yeah, at the expo last year and the year before, the projector went out both times we were trying to speak.
Oh yeah.
See, that just so annoys me. I wish they would just talk instead of trying to mess with your equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
really.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Now-
you got our attention, so now say something.
Exactly. Now, question for you, for all of you, and I know that you probably hear this a lot, but everyone always wants to know what your worst experience was, and that's great, and I want to know that, but I want to know what your most profound experience has been. The one that if you never did this again, that would be the one experience that you always went back to and felt that you were changed by.
Who's going in a circle? Go Josh.
I think we have the same one.
Probably.
Well, we were at the manor one night, and we had just given a day tour to family of like 5 kids.
Yeah.
There was like 5 kids running this building while we were giving this tour, and after they left, we had decided to walk around a little bit. And we went up to the 2nd floor. We got to one end of the hallway, where a big metal door was held open with a wood block. I had taken a picture of the fire extinguisher for some reason. And as I did that, the wood block slid out from the door. Not with the door, slid away from the door. The door slammed shut. We ran to the back side of the building where the balcony is. We decided not to go out because I did not have the keys to get back in the building. So as we were walking back, the middle set of stairs above us in the attic were, I don't even know how, they were super loud, like banging. Attic is insulated, and it's just a little wood beam that you have to walk on. We tried to recreate this sound, and there's no way possible.
I always describe the footsteps that we heard in the attic as like there would sound like there was an elephant up in the attic just pounding, walking. It was ridiculous.
That was definitely
We ran out of the building. We were gonna run out the back staircase, and then we realized, oh wait, we don't have the key. So we would have been stuck there all night because car keys were inside too. So we sprinted downstairs, grabbed everything we could, went to the car, and we were out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
was probably Velisca. We were sitting in the bedroom downstairs, and I was sitting in the closet. We were having a DVP session, and I heard it's not very big there. I heard a woman's voice right in my ear. Doesn't take a whole lot to get me riled up. That one was kind of, that'll make the hair stand. That's probably mine.
I would have to say at Velisca, the Ovilus, they're doing a session, and it said some very significant things to Velisca. Like, if you know the story of Velisca, you speak of bacon. Well, the Ovilus said bacon, liquor, it said axe, murder. It showed the word pertinent to that location, which was very crazy.
The door is.
And then at the manor, we were upstairs on the second floor, and the door opened and hit me in the back.
Oh,
That
wow.
was scary.
Yeah.
We were there alone. Yeah, it was dark, and I was standing up like this, and he was sitting down on the floor, way over here, and the door just opened up and hit me right in the back.
Damn. That's insane. You said that was Velisca?
The first section was at Edinburgh Manor,
Uh-huh.
and Velisca was the Ovilus session that we did.
I read for Velisca years ago. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I haven't made it out there yet either. So Velisca is definitely a bucket list item. So they mentioned the Ovilus. You guys have good luck using the Ovilus? That's been like really hit or miss the few times I played around with it.
Yeah, we usually get some good stuff off of it. We did a fake haunted house. We investigated close to us before Halloween, after Halloween, and we had it upstairs, and there was a picture on the wall, and it was kind of discussing the picture on the wall, which kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hand-drawn demon, pretty much, that brother drew they hung in this haunted house. So
Awesome.
After that, that's removed. So
Yeah, it had us remove the picture after that incident.
I'm having a hard time hearing it, so y'all just talk.
Yeah, just
Echo again a little bit, but mine. I'll just go with the one that Josh did. That was probably the most unnerving, but also the experience at the Buchanan County home. Really unnerving. Probably most profound. Yeah, I would say almost when I first started the field, to be honest. Started the field back in February of 2012, where I worked at the Russell House Museum as part of the Grot Museum District, and I became so connected with the family there that it was one of those that I felt like I knew them. Like, I felt like I could sit there and have a conversation with them because I knew everything about them. And that's probably what my experiences with the family, I think, is probably what's hooked me so much on this field. That's probably the one thing I'd take away from this field if I ever left it.
Is there a place that you guys that you haven't been yet? And not, I mean, it can be one of the famous places, yes, but I know a lot of these places are investigated over and over and over again. But do you have a bucket list place that you feel called to that is not quite so, investigated?
I would go anywhere with Abraham Lincoln stuff.
Nice.
I'm huge Abraham Lincoln buff.
That would be really cool.
Yep.
Oh, Waverly. I think Waverly would be a good one to go.
I still want to do that too. I'll go with you. Let's go.
Well, apparently the entire chat room is going to Velisca. So all the Mad Hatters are headed there. Yeah, Vanessa, looks like you made a date with Shana there. So Velisca it is.
Well, when I read for Velisca, the little girls in the house told me that the mom was involved in it.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
actually got a lot more activity when we did a Walmart run and we had the DVR camera set up. We actually got a lot of activity that we witnessed when we got home and we were able to review them.
Yeah.
That happened just with the cameras.
No.
What
We
were you
had the
saying?
DVR set up at Velisca and we left.
To go get stuff in the store.
I thought that she was going. I thought she was going into it too as the activity at Walmart, but Shannon did scare the heck out of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, we left and to go get food and stuff, and on the DVR camera in the blue room where Ina and Lena were, you caught a shadow figure running across the screen in front of the dresser. I mean, clear as day, just boom boom and like.
Wow. Yeah, is this on your page? Is this on your page?
No, we can't figure out how to get it off the DVR. We've been trying our best, and now that we have some more free time, we're probably going to be working on that more. We do have a really cool shadow figure on our page that I think Sarah was just going to mention.
Missouri State Penitentiary. We have a really great shadow figure at the end of the cell block, and then actually goes into the one cell and goes into another, and we have it all on our page.
There's a picture of it on our website, and then we're working on the video of it too. So.
Oh wow. I'm having trouble right now with the camcorder that I took to Staten Island, getting the stuff off the disc onto my computer. It won't recognize it.
Yeah.
What somebody told me to do is take that into Walmart, and they'll load it to their thing, and then put it on an SD card or a disc for you.
Oh.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, for sure. Shannon's
I'll
already.
probably get arrested. They'll think I'm stealing it.
No. No, they wouldn't.
That's Shannon for you.
Yeah.
Everybody just kind of broke up a little bit again.
Where did everybody
Josh is trying to show our dog.
Okay.
There he is.
Now, how do you guys feel about, because the angle that I like to take, going into a lot of locations, of course, is the history, the background, any information that I can find out about the people, the locations, the land, all of that stuff. So, do you guys like to have that kind of information up front, or do you like going in knowing? Because a lot of groups are very different on all of that.
I like to go in. I like to go in knowing, but then there's certain things that if I know, like Missouri State Penitentiary, for example, the history's out there, everybody knows it, and same with Velisca. That's kind of hard not to know.
Right.
For the jail we just went to a few weeks ago, we didn't know much about the history. I do like to know some of it, but then some of it kind of don't want to know, so you can try and validate things a little bit better. But we went into that jail, and a guy had actually committed suicide in there, and we knew about the suicide, but we didn't know what cell, and we didn't know when. And I went in, and I picked out the cell, and I said, is this the cell? And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, was it in like the 1950s? And she was like, no, it wasn't 1950s. It was 1970s, but there was other things in 1950s that she said was relevant. But it's hard when the history is so well known to stay away from it. I have a bachelor's degree in history, so I love research history, clearly. Josh loves researching, and we all love the history aspect of it.
Right.
But it is kind of fun not knowing, and then you validate stuff when you get stuff paranormal-wise with it. So,
Do you have any plans to maybe try to go overseas? I mean, since you're history buffs, that would really be great for you.
and I've been overseas. I lived in Germany for 4 months.
Okay.
But to go as a team would be so amazing.
Did you investigate when you lived over there?
No,
Did you get to investigate when you lived over there?
I actually wasn't even involved in the paranormal field when I was over there. I was more into the history when I was there. I did an internship with the Department of Defense. So I lived on an art base And so I loved history, and I was like, ooh, maybe there is a ghost here, but I wish I'd been involved as much as I am now, because it would have been amazing.
So is that what got you into the paranormal? Was a love of history, or was it something else?
Yeah, history for sure.
History, okay.
Because I worked for a museum, and that's what got me into it, was having experiences at the old Victorian home in Waterloo, Iowa, the Rensselaer Russell House Museum. And I was sitting there by myself in this house for 8 hours a day and hearing stuff going on. And actually the first team that Josh and Hannah were involved in, they came and did the first paranormal investigation there. And that kind of got me moving forward with it all. I always watch, Ghost Hunters and the paranormal shows,
Okay.
but that was the first thing that triggered me to start doing it.
What about everybody else?
The manor for me, after I found out that my uncle had purchased this old historic building, we grew up watching all those shows, and I guess when we found it, that's really what got us going.
Mine's pretty much the same as Josh. Our uncle owns the manor, and that's just kind of how we got into it. We're like, oh my gosh, let's go see if this place is haunted. Like,
We met a lot of different people through it, so.
Mine, I was working at a old feed mill in Eldora, Iowa, and we'd have night shift there. And everybody kept telling me that stuff was going on there. So I went there one night to work and set up trail cameras. We actually caught a picture of a big, it's on the website. Caught that on the trail camera, nobody was. After that, just got interested in it and started from there.
Mine, I think, as a kid, I've had some weird experiences happen when I was very young, and over the years, like my father passed away almost years ago. Just the curiosity part of it is ghosts, and then seeing all the reality TV shows come up, and I really got interested. And then he's my husband, and I have watched these TV shows, and it was so exciting, and I thought, oh, that'd be so fun to go investigate somewhere. And then we've seen an ad in the paper that this investigation, which was one that they had put on, and we were like, let's do it. It'd be so fun to be locked in someplace and just see what happens. And it was very exciting, and then we very soon after became a part of the team. They invited us to become a part.
Now,
Very cool.
I have an interesting question, because Mike and I have talked about this before. Now that we know why y'all got into it, and that it really isn't personal experience, except for yours, when you were younger, that it was more due to just the interest in the shows, when you got into it, and you found out how different it is from the shows, how did that change your perception of it?
Honestly, when I first started, I was more intrigued, but the more I got into it, skeptic is not the right word, what you can experience, that makes more sense. I thought like I could sit here and a ghost could sit in front of me and talk to me. That was when I was watching those shows. I'm like, holy cow, awesome. And you get in the reality of it, and you may think that there's nothing going on, and you have to deal with it and sit there in the dark and look like a crazy person sometimes, I guess. But I think I was like, I experienced the reality of paranormal, but it's not going to happen in the time. It's going to be when these spirits want to talk to you. It's not going to be based on a switch on.
The reality is debunking. Like everything that you're going to hear in the dark in a scary building is not actually paranormal. There can be numerous things that could be. Every light that comes across a DVR is not a ghost. It could be. So we just have to be dust particles. There's so many different things that you don't realize when you're not in the field and you're just watching.
And you never know you don't know.
What was that, honey?
You don't know the limit of the paranormal sometimes either. I mean, we've been chased out of a building before because that's the spirit that we're going to witness. You don't know. Never know.
Yeah, sorry, you guys are breaking up a bit.
But
You guys are breaking up a little bit, so having a hard time hearing the responses.
Oh.
But that was really good. It was nice to hear somebody's honest opinion based on not really having major experiences before you came into the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to hear that a lot, and I think that's very educational. I think people need to hear that. They need to know that.
Yeah. So based on how you guys got into the paranormal like that, and of course a lot of younger people are they see the shows, they're being influenced by I want to go do that. It looks fun, exciting, and what have you. What would be your advice to somebody who's looking to get into the paranormal, based on kind of the way that you got in?
I would say just get involved. Go to events. Go meet teams. Network. Research the field. Don't just jump into it thinking that everything is bad and that the only spirits out there are bad, because a lot of people look at this field and they say, okay, you're crazy, you're just going to go look for bad spirits. That's not the case at all. I mean, we've run into good, we've run into bad.
Yeah.
Right, so I would say do your research on the field before you jump in, and don't think that it's just a party to go run in an old abandoned building yelling at spirits, because that's not what it's for. So that'd be my advice.
Don't disappoint it.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint when nothing happens, because we have nights at the manor where we would sit there for hours and nothing. We'd go a couple nights later and the place would be blowing up.
Right.
So, and it just...
Yeah, you can't make it happen on demand. It's whenever it wants to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how you can go into the most scary building that you would not even think that you could go in, lock yourself in and stay all night and fall asleep or get very sleepy. And like, you wouldn't think that could even be possible, but it is.
And then, on that same note, though, you'll go into a place that's very unassuming, doesn't seem to be spooky at all, and you don't get a wink, you don't get a wink of sleep. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, damn, you can feel them all around you. Sitting in front of you.
You just have to go in and be prepared to sit there and just listen and talk amongst yourself. Because I feel like the times that we've gotten the most activity is when we aren't even acknowledging anything there. We're just talking to each other.
Agreed.
It's funny you bring up the whole sleeping thing in a location. Josh and I investigated Old South Pittsburgh Hospital a few years ago. Oh my goodness, I think I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, and then we had a 12-hour drive home the next day. Amazing experience, but worst experience ever.
It tends to be that way.
Yeah.
It tends to be that way. I had a spirit in Edinburgh trying to feed me bangles and mash all night. I didn't get a wink of sleep. So I get you. I get you. So that would be awesome, though. That's one of my bucket list places too. I have a notebook full.
Old South Pittsburgh is definitely up there on my list. It's an amazing location.
Yeah, I was down there in Old South Pittsburgh a couple months ago, so that third floor is pretty happening.
Yeah. Josh actually got lost. His brother went with us. You tell me.
Well, we were running DVR, and it was already dark out. We were trying to run DVR through the basement. He went ahead of me with the flashlight, and I don't know, he just left me.
In the dark. Yeah.
No flashlight, no.
It literally, it looked like a room. For some reason, everything goes back to Insidious, but room with the chapel with the people have the sheets on top of them.
Yeah.
What that room looked like, and them chapel. Yeah, and they had the sheet thing. No, that's Adam. But it literally looked like that chapel, like moldy, and it was creepy.
We had a plan to go there. We had the ticket and everything, and then decided that we didn't realize it was our daughter's graduation day.
Oh, oops. Yeah, that one's kind of important.
I think they're to get to someone else.
Yeah, that trumps that investigation.
Yeah, it kind of does. Kind of does.
If y'all can make it down to New Orleans in October, they're having Haunted Bourbon Paracon.
Oh my gosh. In November?
No, in October. October.
Oh my gosh. New Orleans is on my bucket list to go to because I want to go to the St. Louis Cemetery. See Below and
I want to see the pit bull and parolee.
If y'all can make it down there in October, I'll show you around. I went 10 times, 7 years.
Oh, Josh and I go on our honeymoon in a few weeks. So if we have money, absolutely.
You know, Vanessa.
Into a new house in like 2 weeks.
You know, Vanessa, you keep pumping up this Paracon down in New Orleans when we have an event in Alton, Illinois that same weekend. So
I keep getting that.
you keep
I'm
doing
sorry.
that, yeah. See, I'm in the middle of editing and publishing your book, and I see where your priorities are. I get it.
No.
Illinois is only like 5 hours away from us.
You go to Mike's then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I will pick you up on the New Orleans thing sometime though.
Well, and Katie,
gotta go.
your story's in that book. It's a book release party for Encounters with Paranormal 3. It's a book release event at Mineral Springs Hotel. So.
If I could be at both, I would.
And yeah, Vanessa, you're in it too. So.
So maybe I have to come. I mean, it just seems like it's just necessary. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. Thanks, Mike.
So, we're winding down toward the end of the show. So, how can people find you, and what do you have coming up?
Facebook is probably going to be the easiest way to get a hold of us. We're always on Facebook. So I think it's just facebook.com/darkness2013, something like that. Facebook, we're always on to look. Our website is a great resource too, kind of tells us what we're doing. We always keep that up to date. Next thing that's coming up for us though is that Iowa City Metaphysical Expo on October 21st, and we're going to be the keynote speakers there. We got a really cool, exciting lecture this year that we've changed up quite a bit. We're working on possibly a building. I kind of talked to you already, Mike, about this, on owning our own building.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so when we get it, we'll let you know. You can come investigate. So we're actually hopefully going to find out about that here in the next maybe week or 2 weeks. The guy that we're working with had surgery and clearly doesn't want to go back to work. So, so we're working with him. And yeah, like I said, tonight we're kind of doing some planning on some investigations. And we update our Facebook every single day, so it's always on there.
Very cool. So, somebody, I just saw it fly by. Where'd it go? It's a question out of the chat room. Where was it? Oh, Joanne Rubino, can anybody become a paranormal investigator?
Why not? Yeah. Like I said, I mean, do your research and understand what the field's about. Don't just jump into it, cold feet and cold turkey. You definitely want to know what you're jumping into. Learn how to ground yourself. Know how to protect yourself from certain things. But absolutely, I mean, I think anybody who has an interest in this field should research it and get involved if it's something that they like. And like I said, the way Shannon and Sarah became part of our team was they attended our events, and we became great friends with them, and we like the way they investigate, and we just all click really well.
Yeah.
And so that's how they got here, and they've been doing this with us now for 2.5 years. So
That's
very
awesome.
cool. All right. Well, really appreciate you guys coming on the show and having you on. Let's do some shout outs real quick to our Mad Hatters out there, and then we'll wrap everything up. So, of course, Shana, our chat Shananigator, thank you very much as always. Fran Molino, thank you for dropping by again. Luli Tubi. Okay, I'm going to say it like 3 times. Luli Tubi. She didn't believe last week that I gave her a shout out. So there you go. You got it. Sean Gilmore, Ectovision Paranormal. They have a new video that's going to be coming out, so stay tuned for that. Nellie Moen, thank you very much. Andrew Cox, thanks for dropping by again. Rebecca Gardner, of course, and yeah, great stirring up the Jack the Ripper stuff. Super Woody Boy, thanks as always for all your questions and drop it in. Deborah Sosby, thank you. Carrie Parrish, and there, I see Luli in the chat. Me. You got it, Luli. You got it. Who else did we have in here? I already said Fran. Zippy Davis, thank you very much for dropping in again. Jay from Michigan, I know you were here early. Tammy Sifford was in here earlier too. I don't know if she had to step out or not. Donna Gorton is probably listening at home. She hasn't been able to get in the chat for a while. Bethany Warner, thank you again for watching us this evening. Adam Tillery, great artwork. Of course, go check out Adam's work. He'll be having more coming up here with Katie's illustrations for Encounters with the Paranormal 3 and all of that. Who else did we have in here? And if I miss you, remember, no offense, it's just there's a lot of people. Kathy Smith, thank you for dropping in tonight. Megan Talbert, as always, thank you. Open Paranormal's in the house.
Shauna and I.
What's that?
Megan Talbert's coming with Shauna and I.
Awesome. And I think that's probably going to wrap it up because I'm scrolling up a bit further now. So, all right. Well, thank you all for hanging in there this evening. I know there was some technical stuff going on. Skype blew out at one time. We lost Vanessa to a storm. YouTube was just acting crazy. It's eclipse stuff. Just blame it on the eclipse and we'll all be happy. So, all right, Unknown Darkness, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Really appreciate you guys dropping in, listening about, hearing about your experiences. Yeah, so check them out and all their social media. Vanessa, any last thoughts?
No, I gotta go do a reading.
She has to go do a reading, and the dog probably has to, do his thing too, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have to before I do the reading. So it was very nice meeting y'all.
Yeah, you too.
All right, everybody. Have a great night.